Okay, we're going. Okay,
I am.
we're going live. This is it. Don't get scared now.
No.
Nobody panic. Okay, you don't want to lock up, on the internet when you're locked. You don't want to just freeze. It's not a good look.
Yeah.
We got the crew in the house. What is going on, everybody? We are happy to be back with you on another beautiful Sunday. Rain's kind of cleared here. Y'all might be getting some weather east of us, but it's nice on the other end. We got a fun little announcement. This is cool. We got Becky in the house. As always, we love you, Becky. Becky got herself a wrench. So
yes,
for all the non-YouTube creators, the wrench is the ability to make adjustments on live chat, or in this case, take the attack to any scammers or bots that are going to come at us all here or try to lure us into some kind of trap. And Becky is the person to have that kind of ability here in our group. And, we're excited for her to be a bigger part of this thing always. She's shouting out, checking out the new Glenn Beck video he put out this morning. Something huge is brewing. Something's brewing. So thanks for that share, Becky. And
AKA Bot Destroyer. I love that.
What is going on, Drew? Muddy, we got Zips in the house. We got a special message this morning from David. He's in Vegas right now and can't wait to hang out with us in Vegas. His daughter got to be part of the expo. And so I think she did we'll look that up real quick. How are you doing, Dad?
Fantastic. Lovely Sunday day. We had as you mentioned, quite a storm blow through here. And as I live in the mountains, it wasn't Tennessee floods, but boy, we got a lot of rain. I was looking at a 5-gallon bucket that was just sitting out in the yard, and it's over half full. So we got a lot of rain.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot for us. And you're looking around the neighborhood. I was driving around town. I'm like, whew, we had a lot of trees down and stuff like that. So some pretty high winds too. But wasn't a problem around this place because we have our lovely little sauna that when things get real cold and around the house, you just jump in that thing and it's like, oh, heavenly. Yeah.
Well,
good fun.
I just heard.
How you doing?
Really good. I really good. I just heard you got a special accessory for the sauna.
I did. Yeah. I'll be debuting that soon.
Excellent.
Uh-huh.
So to piggyback on the show Becky's talking about, Zips Tips just did a video about that very thing. It all starts in London. Like that.
Oh,
Like that teaser. Let's all go on and check out Zips Tips channel because he's one of us. One of us. He is one of us.
I'll go. Yeah. Yeah. I'll go in a bit of a rant on that later, I think. So, yeah, remind me.
Excellent.
Lunar Lambo, nice in the house. Fishing with Camo Joe, love it. Mommy Wolverine, Tip, Zips Tips, Brittany, Northern. Of course. Lovely Brittany in the house. Darren Collins, mask off. Man, we got everybody's in here today. So
Yes.
cool. So cool to have everybody.
We're thinking a light,
I'm
fun
gonna
one here. Let's let it roll, Dad. What are you thinking?
here's what I'm thinking. I've got three major topics that I want to cover today, but they're all really positive. But um, let's say if you're a centralist or you're a central bank member, or if you're a member of the City of London, or if you're Cabalish, if you answer to any of those titles, you may not like what the future brings for you because they're rocking your boat these days. And it's really, it's everything a man of my age has hoped for his whole life. I've really been, I was really into not trusting the government pretty much since growing up in the 60s, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I also was the guy who, for some reason, a lot of liberals back in the 60s and 70s went like nuts. They just sort of went nuts over the last 20 years, and they lost their mind. And I tried to stay in the center as much as humanly possible about what was going on with our government. I knew that neither side was honest, and I knew the money was a fraud, obviously.
Mhm.
Obviously, I didn't know 20 years ago that the money was a fraud. Well, maybe about 20 years ago I did, but I didn't know that as a younger man. And what I'm starting to learn now is all of these agencies. I heard something the other day that was hundreds, 400 or something like that. Federal agencies have been created. And one of the things that our Constitution basically says is none of those are constitutional. Like you're not allowed to create a group to spy on anybody, which is essentially what all those groups do. I mean, even the FDA is like, maybe the FDA isn't necessarily the right one to start off with. EPA, I'll go with that. Who are they to be the watchdog of us, of what you can't do, and regulate you? I know people who are trying to start businesses, and the EPA is keeping them from doing business. It's not like they're into, I don't know, nuclear business, a reactor business. They're trying to start a taco truck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so, quicksand. It's like there's nothing solid to ever grow a business or anything on. For the first time in my lifetime, guys, 65 years young I am, I've never seen anything like what's happening right now with our government. There's a man who has created a group of people around him, and I don't care if you want to call him president or just a businessman. He's created a group of people around him that are not being political. They're being financial. They're looking at the world in a financial manner, as if, let's do this to make it physically sound for mankind, starting with Americans, but physically sound to where it's not just fugazi money everywhere. What do we? There's no accountability.
Right.
And he's finally giving us the tools to build a home or a business, if you will, with a ruler that's not always changing. Like, can we just find 12 inches? Like, can we just keep it one place and stop the red tape and stop the ignorance and stop the corruption? Could we just start back from zero somehow? And I know it's going to take a long time, but I've never been more encouraged because the people that oppose him are just dense, clearly, because they want to still use politics. And they're fighting him with political avenues and media. And he doesn't, it's like, I'm not going to even pick a sword up for that fight. I don't care what you guys think or do about politics. I'm not playing politics. I learned my lesson the first 4 years of trying to play politics with you scoundrels. I'm just going to do what makes dollars and cents, and I'll let the rest of it just fall where it falls. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got all of it wrong and I screwed the whole system up, and we'll just go right back to the manipulation that we once lived in. If you can look at him in those eyes, and it's not him, clearly it's hundreds of people above and around him, okay,
Right.
that want change and that can turn the prosperity and the optimism of mankind going forward. I believe. And we might be completely wrong. Who knows? But here's what I do know. The City of London has been broke for decades, if not 50 years, since World War II. They just have. They got a complete hall pass after World War II. They had nothing. Their country was completely bombed to shreds. And yet they didn't have the same situation that Japan and Germany had because they were our allies. Well, if you really look into the way that whole thing came about, all of those accords were done in favor of London, City of London, not the people of London, not the British people are incredibly wonderful people. I'm not saying anything about the people. It's sort of like trying to you don't fault the people for its politicians or its leadership. But that group of imperialists are being exposed. And we're turning the lights on these roaches, and it's happening. And I think it's going to be revolutionary. And I'm going to make a statement that I've told my son before, and I've been telling my family members for 5-6 years. I don't believe the Democratic Party is going to survive this. I just don't think so. Not in the manner in which they are. If I had been, and I'm not trying to say anything against Democrats at all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the leadership of the Democratic Party, if they continue to go down the road they're on, like, oh, what money we stole from you? Don't look over there. Don't look behind the curtain. It's just listen to what we tell you. Don't look at the numbers. Don't look at that. Just stay focused and listen to what we're telling you, what great people we are. If they continue down that path, people aren't stupid. 74 million people voted for this man to do what he's doing, and he's doing it. And if you don't come along with that, like, could it be abused over the next few years? Yeah. Could it go too far? Yeah. Could it be way too right? Yes. But let's remember, Trump, like almost everybody in his party, used to be Democrats. He was a Democrat for 30 years. So was Kennedy. So was Tulsi Gabbard. So was Elon. They were all Democrats because they wanted the idea of taking care of people. And then they saw the Democratic Party completely lose the plot and turn into what used to be the way the Republican Party used to be, which is too much control, too much corporate control, too much, not enough for the people. And like we like to say on this channel, the pendulum has swung again. Yeah. So my opening rant about basically the City of London is about they're broke. They've been living off America. They've been living, that whole cabal group has been living off the printing of US dollars globally. I went over that in my last video. They've been living off that. And it's done. I don't know how you can put this genie back in the bottle. What are you getting from all this, Brent?
Yeah, I love how you were talking about that, and what's gone on, and we've all talked about the Federal Reserve a lot. You got into this on your last video, I liked it. I really, yeah, I've become disenchanted with both major parties in my government, which is kind of steered me too into the center somewhere. Center outside the box is what I like to call it now, because I do feel that feeling and that want and that hope for something that is revolutionary. And what is the revolutionary thought that we're always talking about? It's actually doing what's best for people, or trying to steer the ship into that direction. Because even a minor course correction, as you know, Dad, at sea, it's like you could you could you could do literally this with the stick, and you're going to Jamaica instead of Boston. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we need those slight directional corrections. Um, I kind of, you can really back and forth on the yo-yo of our major political parties, and it's like, okay, well, the new one jumps in and new regime, and then they change everything that was done before, and then and is that balance? That's arguable on a lot of different things. But yeah, a lot of people wanted this kind of change and supported this, and I hope, there's stuff that I really like, and there's stuff that I already disagree with. It's never it's just not perfect, man. As soon as you start dealing in politics, and
What are you struggling with?
I know a lot of people already that their jobs are going to be affected. People that we know, are now like, what's going to happen to my career,
Mhm.
because of these changes,
Yeah.
and that's unsettling on a personal level for people. And so I'm empathetic to that. I we gotta stay heads up of what does happen, and be critical, of the things that don't go well or don't make sense, and support the things that do go well and do make sense. And
Yeah.
I'm over the whole party thing. I really hope both major parties in our country, um, recreate themselves. Because
Yeah.
I think what you said is true, man. I was a Democrat for a long time because I just did not like what I saw coming out of the right at all, and it's just been a yo-yo, a back and forth that I personally don't care for, and I've been extremely critical of.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah,
not here
me
to do
too.
that. I'm not here to do that today. I
Yeah.
am hopeful, but very cautiously hopeful. Very cautious. Um, I, I
Yeah.
like I like the thought of this everything you said about the Federal Reserve, man. I could just echo it, but you already did the video on it. We got to find another way, and we got to
Yeah.
find something that makes sense.
Yeah. It
As far as creating a system in the future for the people to thrive in, my tax money
Mhm.
makes more sense to me going into things that I can see. Actually
Yeah.
going into the schools that, you know, my friends' kids are going to go to here in town.
Yeah.
Um, and so, yeah,
I
big
wanna
federal government, I don't trust them, man. I don't trust any of them.
well, yeah, I
I
wanna
need
re I
people, I
wanna
need people in Washington to start correcting course to things that actually make some sense. I
yeah.
really, I really
I
want to see
wanna
that.
I wanna reference people losing their jobs here real quick, and,
Mhm.
because it's gonna be tough on a lot of people. There's
Yeah.
no absolutely no question about that. Um, and I'm not trying to be, Ebenezer here, But I'm going to tell you that your job and your career was fake. The whole thing was fake. You understand that, right? Like you can't just print money and just hire government people to create an economy. That's not an economy. That doesn't work. You just like, do you know that only like 4% of all the people who have government jobs were actually required to go to work physically? That's unemployment is what that is, payments. You didn't do anything. And what you thought you were doing didn't amount to a hill of damn beans. It just didn't. It isn't what people needed for a commerce or for an economy to thrive. And you can't build a future for a country on creating red tape, more jobs and more jobs and more committees and more groups and more foundations. And, I saw this sad story about this girl that lost her job, counting birds in a swamp. She makes $78,000 a year counting birds in swamps. Now, I'm sure we need bird count in swamps, but you can't tell me that we haven't counted those a million other times. And when you're taking from people and people have to work till May to pay for counting birds in swamps, I know that's a bad example, but at least she was out doing something. And what I'm trying to say is all of those people in government who are losing their jobs are probably going to have opportunities because they're not going to have to pay tax, because they're going to have to pay a whole lot less tax, and they're going to have a whole lot more financial opportunities going forward. We already have a model use case for what's happening in this country, and it's a country called Singapore. And look it up. What they did some 20 years ago was change the way you run a nation. And it's so important to understand that they finally got a businessman. I think the rule is you have to run a Fortune 500 company to even be president in that nation. So that tells you that they're efficient, but the people are happier and more prosperous than any other country around them because they create real jobs, real opportunity, real growth, real mom and pop business, real employment. And you can feel good about doing something with your life and you've created something real. If you think that your government should hire 50% of all the people employed in your country, then you don't know much about Caesar or Rome. You don't understand how you cannot just pay for the bottom 20% of your population to be third generation welfare. Physically fit, able, third generation inner cities. And don't kid yourself, okay? That was their plan. Because all you have to do is look at, I just saw this report the other day and it blew my mind. The highest per capita income as a district is Washington, D.C. It just tied Silicon Valley. Now, Silicon Valley is actually doing something. Washington, D.C. is paying each other with money off your check. Or, worse yet, printing money out of thin air, creating you further and further into the debt slavery in which you are. And if you think the answer to debt slavery is print more money, or print someone a job, or print someone welfare, you don't understand economics, period. So I don't mean to be too harsh on those people who are losing their jobs. Thankfully, I don't work for the government. My wife does to some degree. So yeah, could she have a budget cut? Probably. It's probably coming to her, she and I. But, on the other hand, bring it on. Will I have to cut back? Yeah, I'll probably have to cut back on what I do, or I'll have to do more videos. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. People adapt.
Way. Yeah.
It's unfortunate, really, because the system has been what it is. So people adapted to that, and so they went for those jobs. And those are typically really good jobs. And then you can live the kind of life you want to live. And so it is an unfortunate thing, but that's the nature of change, really.
Yes.
And we can only hope that, the changes coming are for the better.
I love this comment. I got to post this one.
Hey, digital asset friends, we are going to be financially able to come up and out of Babylon.
Roger that.
Say
Love
Ray.
it. Say Ray. Love that one, girl.
Lunar, we see you. What's up, brother? Looking good, brother. Good morning, crew. Somebody told me about an upcoming stablecoin, USDR, that is pegged to be 1-to-1 with RLUSD. Advice, please do some research and deep dive on it. Yeah, absolutely. And we'll also get into Lunar also mentioned potentially one for Stellar as well. So we will dig into that.
Yeah. I think the big news on that angle is that they're gonna pass a bunch of law. It's their first thing they're gonna attack is stable coins. They're not attack. They're going to get clarity on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mighty Tone.
But the Cisco kid. We got Liv B in the house.
Liv. Very cool. Very cool. So good being here. I have like, it's just, we don't, it's so funny. Brent and I don't make any income on this show, but I feel like it's a job, but it's not a job at all. I mean, I was trying to explain this to a friend the other day. He's like, man, you spent a lot of time on that. Are you getting anything from this? And I'm like, way more than money, brother. Way more than money.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay, cool. Good for you. And he's like a money guy, so he like, whatever, what a waste of time. And I was like, well, like, I think here's the thing too, I want to mention. We need to stop looking at jobs as work. We need to stop going, oh man, I gotta go to work tomorrow. That sucks. That's our whole mindset. It's like, no, man, do your job. Look forward to it. If you don't look forward to going to work, find a better job or do something fun or do what interests you. And I'm like, well, I got bills to pay, Alan. You don't understand. Then if that's your situation, find a way to love your job. You're good at it, or you wouldn't have been doing it this long. You're damn good at it. Get better at it. Be more efficient at your job. This is a real renaissance of time right now. You and I talk about it a lot. You and I are not going to have to work in the manner in which we did 5 years from now, the way we do now. We're just not. The monetary system's changing, and you all know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's coming, guys.
This is cool. Hey, Ray's been an Alan fan forever. Never caught a live stream.
I was wondering. She looked new. Her name looked new. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome in.
Thanks, girl. Yeah. A lot of people. Hopefully I can meet you somewhere someday. Yeah.
Brother.
Thank you all. You guys rock.
That's getting written down. We got to get into it.
I have a now clearly this person who's just texted me is not watching the channel right now. Who is this? Oh, never mind. That was Becky. Becky, what are you doing texting me?
Are you chopping bots' heads off right now, or what, Becky?
No, she
got the wrench out. Just
yeah, like I couldn't post enough. Yeah,
I like it.
I think you sent in something relevant to what we were just talking about, probably. Luke's in the house too.
Yeah, yep. Luke. Yeah, be careful with USDR. More likely a scam. Yeah, man. Let's get into it.
I'll tell you a coin I've been really looking into, guys, and that's Hypercycle.
Hypercycle.
I mentioned that a couple of weeks ago, but I've been looking at it. That thing is the real deal, man. That if you don't have any exposure to AI or crypto and AI, I love what that thing's about to do. It's essentially like it's gonna allow you to run a bot on your laptop, basically, that earns you money, essentially. Very, very broad stroke on that one. But more I look into it, the more I'm like, oh my God, look at the people behind the project and everything else. I was like, wow, okay. So yeah, I started looking at that a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. What are we doing here?
Block 52,000. What do you think about Plan B selling all his Bitcoin for ETFs?
I thought his explanation was really good. We also have to remember where the ETFs in which he sold his to are in kind. I looked it up. People miss that part. So, in other words, when he wants his coins back, they have to give him his coins back, not dollar amount. That's big, right? So nobody. I was like Wall Street. Everybody was, oh, look at this guy. See, he's left the Bitcoin train. He's going to the ETF. The reason why ETFs make sense for people like him is because he can make money with his money easier in today's market. There's no avenues for you if you just got it on your wallet to make money with Bitcoin today. I mean, they're all coming. Layer 2s are all coming, but right now he doesn't have any way to do that. So he was like, hey, I got easier write-offs. I got brokerage. I don't have to worry about fat fingering my coin somewhere in the wrong place. But yeah, he sold him to an in-kind brokerage, by the way, guys, and has that in writing from what I understand. Also, what do you call it? Did that too, which kind of went under the radar. Binance sold a ton of their coins. Everyone's, oh, they sold all their Bitcoin. It's like, no, they didn't. They sold them and bought them through the Hong Kong exchange, which Hong Kong exchange is in kind, by the way. And they bought ETFs. Yeah. I mentioned in a show the other night that I didn't think that XRP was going to be. What do we got? Goodman, really appreciate what you do. XRP is the key to the financial freedom. Yes.
Yeah.
Sort of. Kind of.
Yeah, right.
I'm concerned about XRP in the long run, but in the short term, I think it's financial freedom for sure. What was I on about?
You were going to talk about XRP.
Oh, the ETF. The XRP ETF that's coming out, they are out. They're not out yet, but they're here. It's a good and a bad thing, guys. It's really a good and a bad thing. I did a video on it way back when, and essentially I still feel the same way. The issue with an ETF for something like Bitcoin is totally different than an ETF for something like XRP. One is a collateral, one is like gold. The problem, I shouldn't say problem, the differences in the XRP as an ETF is you have to see that as an asset. You have to see XRP as an asset, not a utility. Okay? How is big money going to see XRP? Big money, in particular in banking, is going to see it as a utility. Okay? Utilities don't make good ETFs. Assets do.
Mm-hmm.
So really wrap your head around that. I got into that in a deep dive, and I think I did 2 or 3 videos about that exact subject. But it's something to keep an eye on. Here's another bad side, because I'm such a huge fan of XRP that I have to say this. I think I mentioned it in my last video, but if you have the single greatest ETF in the history of mankind has been the Bitcoin ETF. And then the Ethereum ETF came out and it was like, it was a yawner. Everybody's like, oh, gee, another ETF, no big deal. If you're, which it looks like Litecoin is the next, but we don't know for sure, but I think XRP should be the next one, but it's looks like it's going to be, the pundits are saying the next one is Litecoin, which I don't know that I necessarily think that's a great idea. But again, Litecoin is more of an asset than a utility. So that's why I really think that's why they're going that way. But if you are just another also ran, not good. That's not good, guys. If you're gonna if you think that you're gonna create an ETF and you're gonna surpass Bitcoin's ETF like in the first year, that'd be great. That is not gonna happen. Okay, period. That's not gonna happen. Okay, so expectations are gonna be real high, and it's just gonna fall flat on its face for the first couple of weeks. And everyone's going to, oh, what a dud. And then nobody's going to buy the thing because corporate sees, my opinion only, corporate sees XRP as a utility. And it won't be until the utilities is so invaluable and there's such a scarcity of them left well, oh my God, I've got to buy a bunch of this ETF. One man's opinion.
That makes sense. I mean, you put the horse before the cart. It is what it is. And it is what it is now.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you ain't late, brother. Welcome in. Got the crawfish picture and all.
I know. I love it.
The other Brent. What's up, bro?
I got one in here that says he's been a fan. Give Me Crypto says he's been a fan of the show since we started. That's cool.
That is cool.
Hey, brother, thanks for posting, man.
Thank you so much. Cool. Yeah, we got some new folks in here today. I love that.
Or
at least people, not new, but people
right.
listening in the live. Yeah, clearly not new.
It's funny to see who they think, what they think was the beginning. But yeah, like you and I know the real beginning. But,
oh man, the real beginning. Those are fun days, man.
Yeah.
We don't know what's gonna happen with this thing, man. Let's just, scripting it out. Is like, no, let's just go for it. Let's just go for it. Here we go. Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed here.
No. No, we don't take any of this too seriously.
Ray Finkel in the house. Is that you, Sean?
Love it. That's awesome. Do you think ETFs are more geared towards a crypto investor?
Good question.
Yeah, I think by crypto investor, what Becky's trying to say in that question is, you mean retail? Yeah, I would say, yeah, but that's not really who's gonna. I hate to say this, that's not who's going to profit in the long run over XRP. The people that are going to profit in the long run are going to be the banking institutions that are going to hold it forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then one day they'll decide, oh, let's make it $10,000 tomorrow. Okay, good morning. That's what's going to happen with XRP one day. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Good to have you. What do you think the new SEC will be? Man, woo, good questions.
Hopefully there isn't one.
Yeah. Yeah, right. That's the first thought that comes to mind. I hope it doesn't exist any longer. Goodbye.
I really want people to understand what I meant by that whole rant I was on.
Mm-hmm.
Crypto doesn't need an exchange. Crypto doesn't need a government. Crypto doesn't need laws, regulations, or regulations. You've heard me say this a million times on this channel. Regulations are manipulation. People want regulations so that they can get rich. People who own coins want regulation because they want to get rich. I get that. I understand that. But what's the matter with the current dollar monetary system we have? Oh, that's right. It got corrupted through regulations. And then something beautiful and so hopefully or completely organic comes along, such as crypto. And now you want to throw it right back in that genie bottle to where they control it all. What's the matter with you people? Have you not learned anything? Like, how many times do you need to know that centralized control is never good? Because even if you think the most benevolent, righteous person on the planet is Donald Trump, the next guy isn't.
Right.
Hello. And those secret doors and those closed meetings that you and I are not part of, we don't need their approval. We don't need their investments. We need to do crypto transactions peer-to-peer individually. Simply don't need them. And by the way, that is pure capitalism. That's why black markets around the world always succeed. Barter, true trade, always works. I need carrots. Great. I've got a bunch of, lettuce. Fantastic. Let's do a deal. That's how man creates commerce. This controlled, all these future markets that are ruining ranchers around the world and farmers around the world are wrong. They were done that way to manipulate it so that they can control the deflation of those prices. Because in this country alone, meat, flour, goods, products, materials got cheaper every year. Cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Your dollar went further and further and further. And people like central bankers came along and said, oh, this free market must be controlled. Mm-hmm. So we're going to sink a Titanic or two to make sure it happens. And that's what they did. And now we have the same people walking in the door telling you that they're going to create this perfect, I've said this again, Do you know how difficult it's going to be to change blockchain in the future if blockchain is against the man? Not good, guys.
Not good.
This is not good.
It's my great fear for it.
Yeah, like I heard the other day, was it MasterCard, 30% of all their transactions were on blockchain for 2024. You guys, we're here.
Yeah,
that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. That's a really good thing for us who own crypto. But do you know how many people don't own crypto? Like the whole world.
Like 9 out of 10.
Right. So what are they going to be? Debt slaves to the crypto system. Hello. The only way you can keep them from being debt slaves to the crypto system is that you include them. You don't create laws about, oh, I get to get rich because I own crypto. No. That's the old way of seeing a free, open source, monetary, decentralized system. Should come along and destroy all of that. Sure, great. Yeah, you're going to be the new rich guy. Okay, cool. So the rest of the world has to be your debt slave.
Yeah. No.
That sucks. We're not doing it like that.
Yeah. It's why you make a channel like this. Why you encourage people to look at it. And we don't want you to be the 9 out of 10 that, you know.
Yeah.
Now it's gone so far down the road that, you know, central banks, government got all of it and centralized again. We're not using it. It's being sold to us.
Yep.
At like everything else. It's just it could become another form of taxation. To not be using it. Like to be using cash. That day could come.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong.
I don't.
There's going to be platforms and places and open source. Well, there already is. We just don't use them. And unfortunately, peer-to-peer networks don't get promoted. Why? Because they don't have any lobbyists. Who I just heard this the other day. Crypto was the #1 lobbyist last year. I was like, what? Wait a minute. No, that can't be right. That's what I heard. I don't know whether it's accurate. I don't even if you're in the top 10, that's not good. And I know there's some incredible people who are pounding in government and wanting to get this passed and wanting to get it right. And I know they have good intentions, but you're handing a very powerful tool to a bunch of morons in government that think they in the old way.
Yeah.
They don't see prosperity for all mankind. It's not how they look at the world. They're imperialists. They want to manipulate people. They manipulate labor all over the world. They manipulate resources all over the world. And now you're handing them this insanely powerful tool to do more manipulation. This must be addressed. And I don't hear anybody saying it anymore. The first 4 or 5 years I was in crypto, that's all we talked about. And now I can't even listen to anybody bring it up anymore. In fact, when I do, people with other YouTube channels argue with me about it. And it's just like, whose side are you on? What are you doing, man?
What you're talking about, Dad, is at the forefront of my mind for it. You're talking about some really good opposite ways of thinking. You know, we all do ourselves a disservice by not doing that. It's like flipping around. Your last video, you were talking about, you know, you kind of need the billionaires to step in and say, okay, like this, like, let me try to adopt this myself. Let me try to get you all some, you know, deregulate, get some laws out of the way. lessen the taxes on it, incentivize the people to actually use it. And that's, that's where I think a lot of us are hopeful with like this administration in America, where it's like they're saying that they want to do that. And you need people with that business mind to say, okay, this is the thing, and it can't just be government thing anymore. You need somebody who's gonna be like, okay, well, I got plenty of money, man. I don't need to make more money on all of this. I don't feel like owning a sports team. So I'm into economics and money and people. I'm into my grandchildren kicking ass. We need that. We need those people. There can only be so many of us to go out and buy it up and use it with each other. There has to be people in the trenches, with deep pockets, that are going to also have that same kind of sentiment that we do. Gotta have it. It's the balancing act of that too. That's what scared me about ETFs, Dad. Does it set a dangerous precedent, in just buying it, owning it, using it for the commoner, when we're just going back and using it through these institutions that are just get wealthier through the lobbying and changing of laws, or also through just having so much money that they can short things. They can manipulate the markets. There's a lot to look at coming here in the future. There's a lot. I want it to be that great accountability system. You know what I mean? Can we put it all on blockchain? Are they going to put all the ones and zeros on blockchain?
The answer is yes, but but like I've been working on this progression, guys. I don't know if you've noticed, like pretty much since I started the channel, but I'm progressing towards where I think it's all going. In particular, recently, I've been talking about bank loans and private citizens being able to buy, borrow money to buy crypto. I really believe that's coming. I really believe that a lot of this whole stable coin network is going to be part of the bond system. I really got into that in the last couple of videos. This is a very big point that I want people to try and wrap their brain around this one real simply. Okay. This is a big picture of where this thing's going. I keep hearing a lot of people tell me that the dollar's going away. Maybe. Okay. Possibly. I can't say no to that because it clearly could happen. But the one thing that's happening right now that nobody in the room is paying attention to, in my opinion, is this. States are buying Bitcoin. Countries are buying Bitcoin. Institutions are buying Bitcoin. You can substitute XRP with all of that as well, because they're going to do all that too. Right now, they're buying Bitcoin. Okay. When you look at Tether, just made, I don't know, $15 billion last year in profit. They buy Bitcoin. But what else do they buy? They buy treasuries because why? They have to. They don't want to. They have to. Okay? What are the countries around the world not doing now? They don't want to buy U.S. treasuries. Why? Because, well, gee, I don't know. We use it as a weapon. Clearly, we used it against the most sacred monetary thing the world ever had until the Ukraine war was the U.S. Treasury. And then we stole almost $1 trillion from the Russians with it. We used it as a weapon against a country that believed in good faith of that dollar or those treasuries being invaluable. And it doesn't matter our political differences or we hate each other, it's money. Well, we ruined that one. The previous regime ruined that for all of us. I don't know if you've heard, but the FDIC and Choke Point 2.0 has been coming after anybody in a conservative side, and they got caught closing bank accounts for Trump family members and anybody that spoke out on YouTube with a political slant against any of them. They were shutting down their bank accounts. This has been going on since the truckers thing in Canada even. This is a weapon. They weaponize this against treasuries and people with bank accounts. You don't use political weapon like that, okay? They've overstepped their bounds and they got caught. Okay, now, what is China doing? What is Russia going to do? What is Europe going to do? What is the rest of the world going to do now? What is Japan doing? I was going to get into the Japan thing later, but I won't now. I'm going to go ahead and tell you the most important thing that you need to hear me say. The day they stop buying treasuries, which, by the way, should have been yesterday, and it is, and they start buying Bitcoin instead of U.S. treasuries, your dollar is done. The reason for that is this. We messed up. We gave them the reason to buy Bitcoin. They know now, well, why would I buy U.S. treasuries when I can own Bitcoin and Bitcoin goes up 50% annually and I don't need U.S. treasuries anymore. I can transact with every country in the world. I don't need the U.S. dollar. Understand what that means. So now they're not going to buy treasuries anymore because there's no incentive. So Trump's pulling back. I talked about this in my last show, and that's where I was going to go with my next show, is what Trump is realizing is I have to start a U.S. treasury because I need dollars inside the borders of America to be different than the dollars outside, because all those dollars on the outside are going to get turned into crypto. Because you can spend XRP anywhere in the world. Because you can spend Bitcoin any way you want in any nation in the world. You don't have to exchange it from a ruble to a yuan. And everybody needs to put their damn thinking caps on right now, because states, 22 states have already said, hey, we're going to buy Bitcoin. Countries are buying Bitcoin. Institutions buy Bitcoin. Why? Because it's completely liquid globally. I never thought we would get here this fast, but here we are.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's talking about it. That will be the death of your dollar, global dollar. Because who needs it? It's got strings attached. It's got crime attached to it. It was a criminal event what we did to Russia, whether or not you like Russia or not. You don't steal their money like that. This, I could tell you, anyway. And I already hear people in the background going, well, they're communist Russian bastards. And okay, whatever. Okay. Yeah, whatever you believe. Good for you. Just remember, fiat will die to crypto. It will. I never thought I would see it accelerate the way it is right now. But pay attention to what's happening in the background, because central banks haven't wanted this. They don't want that because they don't own any of it. They don't own the fiat. They own the printer. They own the magic genie that creates the fiat. That's why they bought us so hard.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but that's where we're headed.
Okay, we got some good stuff here. I'm going to hit this one. Dan. B-Man and Alan question. Alan, you spoke last week about creating a charity token. B-Man, you spoke about Patrick Riley and the Reaper token ecosystem. Can you guys speak about the Ark Institute? First of all, let's start with Patrick Riley is the guy to hear about all of that. I really love the videos he did on Dipito. Anybody who's interested in that kind of thing specifically, go check those out. Look up Patrick Riley and listen to that man. I met him in Vegas, 10 months ago or whatever. And he had the simplest setup booth. He's got all the different, categories and phases and groups, like little, just, like applications, like little applications and like, so you're kind of looking, you're like, yeah, man, I'd love some information. What are you guys doing here at Reaper? What's going on? And the man cooked for like 15 minutes straight. And to discuss it, I'm just going to go right into the Ark Institute white paper just to give you kind of an idea of what it is, what they're doing. Basically creating an organization for charitable foundations. I really like these things. They want to create sustainable models for continued impact. The organization must be able to provide a seed that, if left unattended, will grow on its own. I love how they wrote this. The organization must not be politically motivated or affiliated. The organization must be fulfilling a purpose that is undeniably needed in the world. The organization must be pure without conflict of character. And where I want you guys to seek out Patrick and this is then, it starts to describe the functional components of how Reaper works. You get into drip and rain, deluge, all that. Highly recommend going to the site and reading their white paper, because it's only going to educate you. Same with Patrick. Anything the guy talks about, I just feel smarter at the end of it. And I see a bigger picture for crypto in it. Just listen to the guy talk about the computer that he made to run it, and the whole thing. It's like I want to work with those people.
And the machine to power it.
Yeah. So that's something that I'm going to be seeking out in Vegas. I want to do videos and shorts and walk around and find people like Patrick who want to have vision with this thing, not just buy it, try to hold on for dear life, and then I'll sell it for some dollars, and then my life so good. Yeah. Like all of us, I think we're trying to do more than that. We've got to, like Dad mentioned, we're not making money on the show. It's because the money's gone back into the show. Yeah. Why do you do that? It's not just to build the community and tell you guys that we did. It's so that we can do events and we can learn from smarter people than we are. And we can encourage those people, because that's who we are. We're the people who encourage other people, because we love people. So you bring in the right people, the right two people meet, they start making things like this. We know a lot of those people already, Dad.
Yeah, I'm going to be hanging out with Patrick again.
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago, he and I had lunch together. And I didn't even know who he was. And I sat down, we just happened to sit next to each other. And he and I are talking. He's like, "Yeah, man, I love your show. That's really cool what you do, man. I should get on your show and done." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, who are you and what do you do?" About 30 minutes after that, my jaw hit the table like 12 times. The
Mhm.
guy is absolutely genius, brilliant, and gives a damn about mankind. It's an odd combination to the level that he has. He and I didn't get to hang out. I was so busy last year. I didn't get to hang out much, but he was at karaoke night with us.
Mhm.
And so, like Northern Living just put here, Northern Living met him. All you have to do is go to Vegas shows or stuff like that, and Patrick will just sit there and talk with you for as long as you'll listen. He's
Yep.
just an upfront, cool dude. And he and I are going to be in Sarasota, Florida. He's coming. And he's going to be backstage. I don't know if there's a backstage, but he and I are supposed to be guest speakers. But he is going to be hopefully at my table. I was texting somebody. I said, he's like, hey, who do you want at your table? And I put him down. I'm like, well, yeah, 5 other people said they want him at their table. So, yeah.
Yeah. Love that.
He's a really good dude. Mm-mm. Yeah.
Whoa, we got.
Oh, we got to hit this one. Did you see Teresa's post?
Oh, yeah. Throw it up. Here we go. For your information, crew.
Yeah.
Case at Everyday Masters. Everyday Masters is a YouTube channel with our friend Case Parks. Has been putting out some great new content. He grounds me in so many personal ways. I've heard Brent Downs speak of him before. You go, Dad, and then I'll go.
I want to say one of our top first 5-10 shows we did, we spoke about our YouTube influencers and who on YouTube has influenced us. And both of us said Case Parks.
Yeah.
Case and Brent and I work with energies, the same energies in same ways. And it's not really necessary for everybody. And I'm not trying to say that, you should like it or not like it. I just know it's powerful. And those energies are around all of us, and all of us have all the energy within us. And it's a consciousness, a level of energetic consciousness that is universal with all of us. And I believe that tapping into it and being in a room or watching a video with somebody who is connected to it, such as my son and I and Case, does nothing but rub off on you. And it's a great influence on a spiritual level with everybody. So check his channel out for sure.
Yeah. I've known nothing but positive to come out of it in my experience and time with it. Yeah. And it kind of unlocked that thing where, man, it really puts the spiritual and physical together in a way that I have not ever experienced previous to it. So very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. He just covers a lot of cool ground because he doesn't put out videos a lot. So he covers a lot of ground when he does, on kind of like Cody does, where, he's like talking about the Matrix and kind of that physical, spiritual, like what's going on in the world connection. He's always hitting on that. And so he's a really, really fun watch. That's the kind of content I get really excited about doing. I want to do more of that on Patreon. Just kind of talking more big picture on a little bit of everything. So cool to hear you're a fan, Teresa. We are too. We've done reconnected feeling sessions with him on the phone, like distance healing sessions, and really cool. Think of it, everybody. It's like it's unlocking it in yourself. It's like putting yourself in any situation. It's like, I'm going to go get on this roller coaster, and it's everything that it does to you inside emotionally. It's not just the ride. It's the anticipation, the buildup, the excitement. And when people talk about that and healing, I'm here for it, man. That's why
Yeah.
I'm here. Here we go. Alan, any chance you can have Patrick on your show for an interview to flesh out and discuss the company's projects he's created? Reaper, Ascension, Ark, Pillars box built on XRP.
The answer to that is that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I could reach out. I should reach out to him. Actually,
Mhm.
that's a great idea for one of my Thursday night shows. Yeah, for sure.
And Dan, check out those videos on Dipito. Really good. There's a ton of content in there. A ton.
Yeah.
Hey, God, can I have $1 million?
Crypto. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, yes, he does. In a roundabout way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most incredible things we're going to go there. One of the most incredible things I've learned from a reconnective healing is when you become it. It's no longer this mysterious thing that, oh, wow, well, those people have it and I don't, or these people are good at it and I'm not. Once you become it and once you own it and once you know it, you connect to it and you live it and you believe it, it's just one more like thing on this, one more stone on your castle. It's just like you're building this kingdom of God, if you will, in so many different ways, but you're creating it consciously in an energetic way that it becomes more of a knowing, and the power of everybody. It's not that you look around at people and, well, that person isn't spiritual. It's like they just are, they're caught on the rat wheel of what we call science. A matter of fact, science people who only believe in math and test tube and what's written on a paper or on a computer screen. Isn't it sad that what we call the smartest people in our civilizations focus on those things? The smartest people in our civilization should be focusing on consciousness, spiritual connection, and thankfully, people who are physicists of the world are finally figuring out that consciousness and the spiritual and energetic connection to all things is more powerful than any math equation ever. And it's sad that we think those are the smart people in the room, the guy that figured out how to make a rocket with math. That's wrong. Mankind needs to go beyond that. We got stuck in that industrial revolution ignorance, and we forgot how incredibly powerful the human being is. And that $1 million question can be yours. You don't have to take it from somebody else or have God gift it to you. It can become you. You can become it. But none of us have the confidence and the belief and the understanding and the power of it all, because we're stuck in this matrix, if you will, of ignorance. Yeah.
They're right. They're wrong. These people got it wrong. These people are going to heaven. These people are going to hell. You said that so well, Dad, that it took that away from me. It cut the strings off. It knocked the walls down. And I felt deeply connected to everything.
Yeah, completely.
And it changed. That's what healed in me. I don't feel outsider. I don't feel individual anymore. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Stir Crazy, we agree. Dipito is another great one to watch. Catch them live on Wednesday evenings. Hello to Melissa. Hey, Melissa. Yeah. Are we?
Oh, we'll be free.
Or we'll be free. Are we bringing up dad about next week?
Sure. What's next week?
Is that next week with Dipito?
Oh, no. That's just for you and I.
Okay. Yeah. But they're going to be on the show, right?
No.
They're not.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Not that I wouldn't love to have them on the show. I don't mean it like that.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Sorry. This coming Wednesday night, Dipito is going to have a. It's terrible. I should know their names. I don't know their names. Two gentlemen on their show, and they're going to be interviewing them for like an hour and a half or an hour of the show. And they are a guy who, there are two people that put things on Zulu. I'm going to screw this up, but what am I trying to? Apple TV. There's two or three others that I'm really missing, but they put it live out to the world, and Amazon and some other network, and it's pretty amazing. It's in 20 different countries, 10 different languages, and we are meeting with them directly after that show on Wednesday night. Brent and I are, and we're going to have them try and figure out how they're going to help our show out. And by our show, I mean the show we're doing in Las Vegas. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
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 Sorry I butchered that, guys. But anyway, they're going to be on Dipito, and they're the real deal. So it's going to be fun.
Here we go.
Yeah, rockets were rediscovered, like electricity was rediscovered.
The rockets came from under the sands of ancient Samaria.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love it. I just love that one. Keeping it real. Let's keep it real, everybody.
Yeah, that's cool, man. How long have you had that one?
Love it.
That you must have
nice handle.
That. Yeah, you must have had that handle a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm going to bag on everybody.
Oh no.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that to you. I'm looking forward to the day when we all online are Alan Staple and Brent Staple. I'm looking forward to that day.
Yeah.
Because social media has been held against so many people in their employment and different things. Oh, you said this. We're going to throw this in court in your face. Yeah. I hope that all goes away one day. Mm-hmm. Because it brings more light. It just brings more reality to who we are. But, put your name on it. Own it. Be it. Yeah.
Like I am glad we did that, man. I'm glad we put our name. I'm glad we put our name in the show.
Yeah.
And it's a risky thing when we did it, a little risky. Well, there's a lot of debate there.
Yeah.
But we want people to know us.
There were so many tech people that were like, "Oh my God, Alan, do not put your email out there."
Yeah.
I'm just like, whatever. What do you? Okay.
Let's get a new email. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but still, like.
No, it's cool.
I almost forgot. I have a meeting with Caleb and Brown this week too, guys. That one's going to be interesting. I have a meeting with Caleb and Brown this week. I have one with Rumble this week, and I have one with that group and my media guy Ron and Kat and Brent, and we're gonna have I'm going to get a lot done this week because we're really getting close. I solidified, nailed down our booth. We're there. We're at the show.
Dude.
Signed, sealed, delivered. We're going to be there with a booth. So at the Vegas show. And I'm going to be at the proper party. If anybody's planning on going to the proper party, please go. It's in Venice Island by Sarasota. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah. Dr. Johnny Echo. Yeah. There's a lot of XRP haters out there now, brother. You got that right. It's sort of amazing what's going on. But I don't know if you noticed, about 2 months ago, they all of a sudden flipped. Like you hated us 6 months ago. But now it's like even big YouTube channels that were only like mostly Bitcoin channels are like, oh yeah, of course I got XRP. I'm like, wow, about time, brother. About time you figured that out. Yeah.
Carrie. I had our baby girl on 2/12, 7 pounds, even though she was a month early.
Nice.
Congratulations. Home and happy. Now we have a 4-person family that XRP needs to take care for.
Yeah.
That is just awesome.
You didn't name her crypto or anything like that, I hope, right? Here's my daughter, blockchain.
Polka dot. We call her polka dot.
Right.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Carrie.
Yeah, thank you, Carrie, for showing up. Hey, if we have a mom, I love the women, and we have ladies actually in our crew, and I love that.
Yeah.
Most channels don't have many. Yeah. God, there was a great statement in here somewhere. The proper party. Yes, that is with XRP 007. If you don't watch his show, you should check it out. He has great little news clips every day. I want to say he posts a show. He and I become pretty close over the last few months. He and I exchanged phone numbers finally, and we kind of text each other back and forth. And the problem with he and I is that when we get on the phone, the next thing you know, the day is gone. Like he and I can talk he inspires me. The man we inspire each other, obviously, clearly, but he really does. He, and the other one is Digital Outlook, Dave.
Digital Outlook, Dave, yeah.
Dave and I have been on the phone a lot lately, and we're really excited. We're having, I can't really say what he and I are doing. If you're a member of Dave's Patreon group, and if you're a member of our Patreon group, and you're going to be in Las Vegas, you will be contacted. We will reach out to you or in some way or manner, and we will have you. We have some really good news for you at the XRP party that we're going to be doing some fun stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
Everybody. Yeah.
Love that.
If you guys don't know, Melissa and I, Simon and Brent, put on a party for the crew members last year and the Dipito members to some degree. And we had a lot of content providers. We're going to have about double that many this year at that party. And you could just, RSVP when the date gets closer to get entrance to the party. Yes, I have heard EMDR. Yes, I have heard of that, Ollie. My wife's into that.
I have not.
I don't know a lot about it, but I've heard of it.
Let's check it out. Yeah, Ollie, XCC. Yeah. I'm may or may not be purchasing some more this week. Uh, most likely, not financial advice.
No.
I am, and they have representation at the show. Um, a good friend of ours, one of their coders, is there every year, and we really like connected last year, and that was really my first kind of introduction into it at all. And Quincy Jones, and it's exciting. And then you start to read documents, and they're in those documents, and yeah, I think XTC is going places.
Bond trades. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really, exciting stuff. So looking at it, want some, getting some, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quincy. I'd say Brent and Quincy hung out. I'd say we hung out with Quincy Jones more than anybody else did at the show last year by far. We were kind of bossy. Was Simon, myself, Brent, who else?
Ron and Kat.
Ron and Kat. Northern some was hanging around with us a bit. We had some great discussions at dinner. We've been to dinner or lunch a couple times with him, and it's just sitting there talking to Quincy is just a privilege. He's so upbeat, so smart, and so much a part of the future of crypto that I'm excited for like Brent and Quincy, because they're going to know each other the rest of their life, and they have a lot of life ahead of them, and it's just God knows where crypto will be, after this guy's long gone. Yeah. It's going to be crazy.
Call that guy. I'm calling him. I'm calling Quincy, man.
Yeah.
So many phone calls to make. He's that's a good dude, and he's smart. He's smart. He's not just coder smart. He's people smart.
Yep.
And man, he's so excited to talk to all of us and to educate people. So yeah, man, check out. And I know he's got YouTube videos, Ollie. So check out. Look into Quincy Jones, man, because he's the guy to listen to about that. I love that you went down the Chat GPT rabbit hole. That is all I use AI for currently, is crypto research. That's it. Like what's broad spectrum ideas here? What are we missing? What do we need to know? You guys are probably finishing soon, but what do you think of the rug pull by the Argentinian president? Crypto AI.
Yeah. Well, here's what I think of that guy. I like a lot of what he does and a lot of things that he does, but he's how do I say this? He'll fall victim, like all governments and people of the planet do. You can fight Bitcoin all you'd like, and you can say that, oh yeah, I'm just going to create my own coin. I'm going to do my own thing, and I don't need Bitcoin, and I don't need XRP. I don't need any of those things. I'll do my own thing. And how did that work out for Venezuela? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It didn't. No. So I don't think it's going to work. But anyway, good for him. Yeah. Anytime somebody comes out and says something negative about something and then says, hey, I've got the answer after they say something negative about something that's already working, it's sort of suspect to me. I'm like, oh, dude, really? Okay. All right. He is certifiably nuts too, right? I mean, the guy is just crazy, but he's crazy smart. And that's a good thing, in a lot of ways, because it brings new perspective. So he's really done a great job with his economy and his country, and I wish them all the success. I really do. Yeah. I want to say this about Quincy. people of this planet, all of us, have this way of being, well, just human. And some people, occasionally you run into somebody, and I met him 2 years ago, and he and I just hung out and talked. We just hung out together and talked for a long time. And then this past year, I introduced him to Brent, and it's like this. It's not like, oh, that guy's Quincy. I don't know if I can go over and talk to him. No, he doesn't play that game. He doesn't play the mind game of I'm not cool enough, I'm not good enough, you're not cool enough to hang with me thing. Like it doesn't even cross his mind. It's not even there. It's like he's a real deal, and I knew it instantly when I met him the first time. I knew that about him. He's real people. That's all he is. Like no matter how smart he or what his job is in life or whatever, he's just a real dude. And I love meeting real people who aren't trying to be somebody they're not, you know. I mean, even if they're a pain in your neck, at least they're real about it. You know what I mean? They're not lying to your face about who they are. And, oh, I'm more important than the other people around me. Dude is the real deal. Yeah. Yep. And there was a lot of people we met over the show that was like
that. I'm seriously thinking not selling any XDC this cycle. It's going to be huge, and I want to hold as much as possible in the future. I feel that way myself, Luke. I feel that way myself.
It's a long-term hold.
Feels like a long hold, everyone.
It does. Yeah.
I love that. Love that comment, Luke. I agree. Yeah, that's true.
This one's hilarious. Okay, these two posts, Northern Living. Yep, very approachable. The next one is especially at 3 a.m. Yes, that's hilarious, actually. At a karaoke bar. Very approachable.
Very.
Yeah. You guys don't know what you're missing. I know most of you can't afford it, or you have family, you have obligations, you can't be in Vegas. But man, I'll tell you, if you can get there, just find a group of people that you associate with. This group of people would be good too, and just hang out. Just hang out with us. You know, we're not trying to be, you know.
That's why we're there.
It's fun. It's just fun, man.
Yeah.
I don't even drink, and I was out till 3 a.m. And it was fun, a lot of fun. And I wasn't anybody's chaperone necessarily either.
No.
Yeah. No, he does not let his ego get in the way. He doesn't have any ego. I really don't believe he does. I can't wait to meet his wife. He said he's bringing his wife this year.
Oh, cool.
Or fiance. I don't know if they got married yet. I know everybody's asking me for Sarasota info. I don't have it. All I have is it's called The Proper Party. It's on March 29 and March 30. And it's on Pelican Island next to Sarasota. And it's let's see, go to his site. I don't know. It's 007 XRP. Go to his channel, his site. I don't know. Sorry, I don't have his contacts. And maybe, I don't think Joanna's in here today. Joanna has a very, very ill or passing friend, should I say.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
love you, Joanna.
Yeah, Joanna has a friend that's on their way out. Yeah. Rob 007 XRP, yes, thank you. That's it. And Zip, do you have the link? I know Zip's going. Hopefully Zip's hanging at my table. T.O. Trini, can I also get an invite to the 007 party or to our party? Dude, you are our party. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, you're already on you don't even have to worry about that. And the party in Vegas anyway. But if you're trying to get to the XRP party in Florida.
Yeah, we met Mike at the show last year. Stick around, bro. Stick around. It was good to meet you. I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I'm glad we've had you in the chat since too. It's good to see you, man.
Yeah. No, we met him out in front of the show. Yeah. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in Vegas, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember him. T.O. is the party.
That's right.
You got that right, Northern.
T.O. is the party, ladies and
his lovely wife.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Yeah, that was fun last year, man. We're gonna have a good time.
I will not be drinking this year. We've got a lot of ground to cover on an entire week of being in Vegas. It's gonna be like, chicken salads and sauna treatment and sleep when available. It's gonna be that.
Yeah,
we're gonna be so locked. I'm gonna be so locked in, man. I can't wait to make content out there. Cannot wait.
And it's by the way, we're going to be there 3 days of the Bitcoin show prior. So if you guys are going to be going to the Bitcoin show, let us know. It's a ways off yet, but still, it's coming quick. It's in May, baby. So excited. I need to get rolling, guys.
Me too. You got a lot going on. Man,
I got a meal in the oven. No, Trini probably won't be drinking either. No. Yeah. I doubt it.
I don't even want.
You got to go big the last night anyway. I mean, you don't have to do anything, but yeah, you probably will.
Yeah, T.O. will talk, man. I thought we were going to talk last weekend, but we will. You're on the short list, brother. I want to do video with you too. Let's get into all that. We're going to start doing those. I want to start doing them on Wednesdays. If anybody has free time on some coming Wednesdays here, we're going to be
before I get out. Yes. I just want to tell you guys. I know it's a ton of content, and I know it's going to be like 10 to 12 hours of live stream coming from Las Vegas. What I'm lining up, I think is going to blow people's minds. I really do. I don't think anything has ever been like this, done like this. I have people in the industry, but I really want the focus to be on content providers. And I want it to be on people like T.O. or Northern Living, but I want it to be a variety show, if you will. I want it to be, variety show isn't the right word, but I want you guys to get the sense of the experience that the people are having at the show. And that's what we're going to bring to you. And I can't wait for you guys to watch this because it's going to have its hard knocks. It's going to have its problems. We're going to make a lot of mistakes, and it's probably going to not be the greatest content the first year, but it is going to be something I plan on doing every single year. And it's going to be absolutely awesome, in my opinion. Yeah, it's going to be a variety of guests that are going to be, man, the lineup I already have, it's already full. I don't even know. I don't know exactly how I'm going to get everybody in the period of time in which we have.
Yeah.
So Here's
I
my
don't
other
either.
son. Here's my other son, Jesse.
Mr.
Say
Handsome.
say hello, not
Jesse.
me. Camera.
Jesse.
Over here. Over here. Over here, big guy. It's my dog. It's my other dog, Jesse.
What a
My Jesse.
rascal. Rascal in rascal's clothing.
And he is happiest dog you ever want to meet right there. He's a lover. Obviously, but so my face is completely left up. Okay, guys, I've got to run, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I have some really cool shows for you this coming week. I have like 4 shows, and I only have 1 day to shoot it in. So anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Hey, Teresa, I'd love to talk to. Email us. Just go to our website, and you'll find our email contact on there. My dad or I can find that, and we'll I'll get to you. I'll send you my number. Or if you're on Patreon, message me over there.
No, I have Teresa's number.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, I'm getting it.
I talk to Teresa a lot.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys.
Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful week. Stay awesome. We will see you soon.
Yeah.